All right, you are amazing that you are with me, that you are continuing the journey into the most amazing spiritual technology, the technology that can change your life, that has changed many people's lives, that has made the Jewish people super smart. And it all has to do with managing your emotions, having the right emotions. And we're talking about resentment and overcoming resentment. So what I'm going to tell you now is just to sort of give you a motivation to overcome resentment. I heard this, I don't know if it's true, that psychologists say that vengeance is the strongest emotion that we have. I know that I was deeply hurt. I write about it in my book. And I sort of maybe write quite heroically that, oh yes, that was something that taught me the most that I've ever learned, which it really did. I mean, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because it really woke me up from kind of being naive and taught me about the real world. But to say that I fully forgive the person that really hurt me, what I perceived then as messed up my life, I can't say I do. And so getting over forgiveness, really you have to have a motive because everything that we do, and this is a bit of a harsh thing to say, but it's true. You know why we do it? Because we want to do it. Why, I said in the last episode, why do we kill a mosquito? Because we hate it. Why do we hate it? Because it makes us angry. And so the people that made us angry, the people that caused us resentment, we want to destroy them. That is the nature of the ego. Now, we don't think we want to destroy them. We imagine that they're so evil that we actually are so righteous that we're just getting rid of evil. But that's not the case. You know, why is it that somebody, let's say, steals money from me? I'm ready to take him to court. I'm ready to basically take him to the cleaners. And yet somebody steals money from someone else. I'll say, wow, that's really just not a good thing. Because by me, it's personal. In fact, there's a cute Jewish joke that if somebody goes to the judge and the judge says, okay, you owe him 1 penny. He says, nope, I'm not paying him the penny. It's not the penny that matters. It's losing that matters. And that's the thing with our ego. Our ego can stand one of two things. It can stand being greater than someone else. It can stand being equal to someone else. It can never stand being lower than someone else, especially if we don't believe that is justified. So if somebody is my friend and they lower me, I've got to get vengeance. I got to lower them because we got to make it equal. Now, in fact, one of the very interesting explanations on how not to be jealous comes from a teaching of one of the great rabbis. He says, okay, let's say a prince marries a princess. In fact, it says in the Ten Commandments, don't be jealous of your neighbor's wife, right? So maybe there's a very beautiful woman or maybe attractive, whatever. So how could I not be jealous? The answer is, if she was a princess and she was married to a prince, would you be jealous? No, because I'm not a prince. I can never get a princess. You can never get what someone else got. And furthermore, what came to you, even though that person did it, at the same time, that was special for you. Like Joseph. Joseph is considered one of the great heroes of overcoming resentment. He should have been the most angry in the world. His brothers took him. First they wanted to kill him, then they sold him as a slave, and he had no resentment whatsoever because he believed in God. People who believe in God are much more likely to overcome guilt. In fact, there is something called survivor syndrome. People that survive, they feel guilty. Why did I survive and not the other people? And really what's behind that guilt, I think, is they're really thinking, why didn't I do more to help the other people survive? And the thing is, there was a lady that she was inconsolable after the Holocaust, you can imagine, and she had survivor's guilt. And the Rebbe said to her, well, if you believe in God, you can't have survivor's guilt. In other words, God runs this world. You can only do your best. There was a man who tried to save, and he did save a lot of people from the Holocaust, and he felt so guilty that he didn't save more. And he went to all the great rabbis to try to help him overcome his guilt, and nobody could help him until he came to Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, who said, yes, and why didn't you? In other words, he realized he couldn't. He did everything that he could. And so that's a super critical thing. And last but not least, I want to say a motivation for overcoming resentment. And that is that basically, if we hold on to resentment, I remember I was in a lecture once, a psychologist was talking about this, and I really said it for the sake of the people, but I said, what's the actual kind of chemical reality if we are holding on to resentment? So he said it's like taking poison and waiting for your enemy to die. Resentment higher your blood pressure. It just destroys you. It is very unlikely that you are going to destroy the person that you hate. Very unlikely. Today there are good legal systems, people are protected, and there's freedom of speech. The person was wrong. He was definitely evil, or she was evil for demeaning you. That was 100% wrong. But the fact that you're somehow going to get them back is very unlikely. What you will do is just get yourself. And that was why they did it. They were jealous of your happiness. So the best revenge that you can do is be happy and forget about it.